Have you ever wondered what it feels like to walk the earth as one of its oldest and wisest souls? In this story, you are invited to leave your world behind and step into the life of a great elephant. From the first light of dawn to the quiet of a star-filled night, you will experience the world through its eyes, feeling the sun, tasting the water, and sharing the unspoken bond of the herd. If you enjoyed this journey into the heart of the savannah, please show your support with a like and subscribe to our channel for more peaceful, immersive stories like this one. Thank you for walking with us today.
The first golden rays of sunlight stretch slowly across the savannah. Soft light filters through the thorny acacia trees, painting long, delicate shadows across the tall grass. A breeze stirs, whispering through the wild brush and rustling the tops of the mapani trees, carrying with it the rich, earthy scent of morning dew, soil, and distant flowering shrubs. Far off a dove coos, a chorus of crickets fades gently into silence as the day begins. And there, resting beneath the shade of a giant baobab tree, you begin to stir. You are an elephant, a great, gentle being, older than most, wise and calm, with ears wide like fans, skin like creased grey parchment, and a heart that beats slow and steady beneath layers of thick, wrinkled hide. Your name in the language of elephants is felt more than spoken. It is a deep sound, a low rumble in the earth, remembered by others in your herd, not as a word, but as a presence, a feeling of safety, of strength, of memory. You do not rush into the morning. No, elephants do not rush. They begin slowly, deliberately. You shift your weight, feeling the coolness of the night-soaked earth beneath your massive body. Your long, flexible trunk stretches forward and rises into the air like a curious vine, tasting the breeze. You inhale. The world is waking, and so are you. You rise. First you lean to one side, then use your powerful legs to push yourself upright, shifting gently as you stand on all fours. It takes effort, but it is familiar. It is a movement you've known since youth. Dust rises slightly from your skin as you move, the tiny particles catching in the soft morning light. Nearby, your family stirs too. Your sister, younger than you by a few seasons, nudges her calf, who blinks groggily and lets out a soft huff, still reluctant to rise. Another member of your herd, an old female, the matriarch, older even than you, stands already, silent and watchful. She was likely up before dawn, as always. You and your herd slept lightly last night. Elephants do not sleep deeply for long, just a few hours at a time. In the still of the night, even when lying down to rest, your ears remained alert to the subtle sounds around you. The distant cries of hyenas, the rustle of leaves, the occasional trumpeting of far-off elephants calling through the darkness. But now it is morning. A new day has begun. You stretch your trunk again and gently dust your head with earth, lifting the dry dirt and letting it fall over your back in a soft cascade. It cools your skin and wards off biting insects. It is a small ritual, one you repeat every day, protective, soothing. A bird lands near your foot, a hornbill. Curious, it hops twice, then flies off again, startled as your wide foot shifts. You are careful. You've learned to move slowly so as not to crush the small lives around you. The sun continues to rise, warming the savannah with each passing moment. And with that warmth comes a call, not in words, but in instinct, in memory, in purpose. It is time to begin the day, time to seek food, time to find water, time to roam the land your ancestors have known for generations. You begin to walk. With each step, your great body sways gently. There is power in your stride, but also grace. Each foot presses into the soft soil, spreading weight evenly. You do not crash through the world, you blend with it. The ground remembers your steps. The trees know your scent. The air carries your low-frequency calls, too deep for human ears, but full of meaning to those who understand. This is your world, the savannah, wide, wild, alive, and you are ready to move through it once again. The morning sun lifts gently, like a golden lantern rising in the sky. Its warmth seeps into your skin, baking away the last hints of the night's chill. You feel it soak into your back, into the broad canvas of your ears and deep into the creases of your shoulders. It is comforting, familiar, another sign that it is time to begin the day. You and your herd move together, slowly, in a loose line that weaves like a slow river through the tall grasses. There is no hurry. Elephants never rush. The rhythm of your life is the rhythm of the land itself, measured, steady, vast. Your walk is not just movement, it is thought, it is memory. Every step you take carries you not just forward, but deeper into the morning, deeper into being. As you walk, the world awakens more fully around you. A group of guinea fowl scurries through the underbrush, their feathered bodies fluttering like startled shadows. In the distance, a troop of baboons calls out to one another, their chatter echoing down from a cliffside where the early sun glints off the rock. And in the grasses ahead, a pair of impalas bound gracefully through the golden blades, their hooves barely touching the earth. You know these sounds, these sights. They are the background music of your life. You lower your trunk and test the earth. The ground tells you stories. It tells you who passed by in the night, where the rain fell and where it did not, where the grasses are green and sweet and where they have withered. You can feel the faint vibrations of other elephants, far off, perhaps 2 or 3 kilometers away. You do not see them, but you know they are there, moving, like you, as the morning unfolds. Your hunger grows slowly, not sharp or urgent, but like a tide coming in. You pause beneath a large umbrella thorn tree. Its branches stretch out in wide arms, offering a patch of cool shadow. You reach up with your trunk, curling the tip around a cluster of leaves, and gently tug them free. The leaves are bitter and dry, but still nutritious. You chew slowly, thoughtfully, as your eyes close for a moment. The crunching is rhythmic, soothing, a private music. Others in your herd follow your lead. The calf, your niece, wanders near your leg and stretches her small trunk toward a clump of grass. She mimics your movements, awkward but eager. You guide her gently with your own trunk, pressing it against her side in encouragement. She rumbles softly in response, a sound that vibrates in your bones, not just your ears. It is not just about feeding, it is about being, sharing space, learning. The matriarch stops ahead and turns her head slightly. She has found a patch of young acacia trees, thin and soft, with bark that peels easily. Bark is good food this time of year, when the grasses are dry and yellowed. You join her, wrapping your trunk around a branch and tugging. It resists at first and snaps free with a satisfying crack. You chew slowly, savouring the fibrous texture. As you feed, you keep one ear tilted toward the wind, always listening, always aware. The breeze shifts and brings new scents, distant water, perhaps a kilometre or two south. The matriarch sniffs the air as well, then emits a low, barely audible rumble, a signal, a direction. The herd begins to move again, their slow gait resuming like the resumption of a song. You follow. The march is gentle, quiet. You graze as you walk, grabbing clumps of grass, shaking off dirt with practiced flicks of your trunk, placing each tuft delicately in your mouth. The sun rises higher now. Its heat presses down, but it is not yet uncomfortable. Not yet. As you walk, memories stir. You remember this trail. You have walked it many times over the years. You remember it when it was green, after a season of rains. You remember the scent of flowering bushes that once bloomed here. You remember an old bull elephant who walked it with you once, long ago, before he left the herd. You remember the sound of his footsteps beside yours, heavy and steady. Now his memory walks with you. And this is how elephants carry their days, not just in their bodies, but in their hearts, in their memories. Up ahead, the grass grows taller. The scent of water becomes stronger. Birds begin to gather in the trees, starlings, egrets, and oxpeckers. They know what you know, that water is near, that the day will grow hot soon, and the shade of the watering hole will offer refuge. The matriarch rumbles again. The herd slows. Your ears spread wide. Your trunk lifts and curls in the air. Yes, there it is. The cool scent of fresh water, muddied earth, the promise of relief. The morning march is nearly done, and the watering hole awaits.
The savannah stretches around you like an open memory, wide, golden, alive. But as vast as the land may be, your world is not shaped by the grass or the sky. It is shaped by those who walk beside you, your herd. They move in a rhythm so familiar, so deep it feels like music, a slow, silent song made of footsteps, breath, and the rustle of skin against skin. This is your family, the ones who know you, the ones you protect and who protect you in return. There is something unspoken that passes between elephants, a language not made of words but of presence, of subtle glances, of low rumbles that hum through the ground, of trunks brushed gently against shoulders, of ears angled in certain ways, of silence too, deep, powerful silence that carries meaning. As you approach the watering hole together, you pause. You don't need to speak to decide who drinks first. The matriarch steps forward. She is the memory keeper. Her skin is deeply wrinkled, her tusks long and worn smooth by time. She remembers this place from many years ago, when the river ran higher, when the water was clearer, when the trees that once stood here still reached toward the sky. She remembers things the young ones do not, but you remember with her. The calf nudges your leg again. Her eyes are wide. She doesn't yet understand the importance of the herd's pace, the meaning in stillness. She wants to splash, to run forward, to play, but her mother gently blocks her path with her trunk, guiding her back, teaching her patience. In your world, the old teach the young, not by instruction, but by example, by being, by sharing each moment with care. You think of your own mother, long gone now, whose footsteps once led you here. You remember how she stood, proud and calm, between you and the unknown, how she taught you to listen to the wind, to taste the soil, to trust your senses, how she comforted you with a single touch of her trunk when thunder rolled in the distance and lightning split the sky. These things do not leave you, not even after years. Now you carry those memories forward. Your herd is not just a group of animals. It is a living story, woven together by generations, bound by love deeper than most can understand. When one of you is sick, the others stay close. When one is afraid, the others surround them. When one is lost, the herd mourns, quietly, solemnly, with heads bowed and trunks lowered, standing still as stone in the place where their loved one last lay. Grief, too, is part of your world, but not today. Today the sun is bright. The herd is whole. The calf is healthy and curious. The matriarch is strong, and you feel the simple joy of presence, of belonging, of moving together. You draw closer to your sister. She is quiet today, thoughtful. Her ears flick occasionally, brushing against your side. You rumble gently, low and soft. She responds with a sound so quiet that only those nearest can hear it, but it says everything. I am here. I feel it too. You touch your trunks. Just a moment. But enough. The calf runs ahead again, this time aloud. The herd watches her carefully, but lets her go. She stumbles over a rock, then rights herself with a squeak of surprise. She dashes through a puddle and laughs in that breathy, bouncing way that only young elephants do. You smile in your own way. Even elephants, slow and ancient and mighty, can feel joy that bubbles up like a spring. There is another sound, distant, deep, resonant. A contact call from another herd. You all pause. The matriarch lifts her head and listens. The wind carries it again, a low, pulsing vibration that travels not through the air, but through the earth beneath your feet. You can feel it more than hear it. A message, Not urgent, not a threat, just a presence. A reminder, we are here. You are not alone. The matriarch answers with her own rumble, not too loud, measured, courteous. It is how elephants greet one another across distance, not with loud trumpets or signs of dominance, but with reverence, with memory, with a shared understanding that the land is vast enough for many, and that wisdom is to be passed, not hoarded. The sun climbs higher, the air warms. Your herd fans out a bit, each one grazing, testing bark, foraging, moving with purpose, but not pressure. You stay close to your niece and her mother. Your trunk reaches down to uproot a clump of roots, sweet and earthy, nourishing. You chew slowly. Nearby, an oxpecker lands on your back. You don't mind. It picks gently at tiny insects hidden in your folds of skin. A small exchange, a peaceful one. As you move, you feel the earth beneath your feet shift slightly. The soil is softer here, damp. And just ahead, yes, the watering hole. You and your herd pause at the edge, your massive shadows falling across the rippling surface. This place is sacred. You do not rush in. You wait, as elephants always do, together, as one. The watering hole lies before you, wide, still, silver blue under the rising sun. It mirrors the sky above, dotted with the reflections of drifting clouds and the faint ripple of dragonflies skipping across the surface. To many, it's just a pool, but to you, to elephants, it is a place of deep importance, a source of life, a place of memory, a gathering place not only for your herd, but for others too, past and present. The water here carries stories, scents, and traces of all who've come to drink, to bathe, to find rest from the unrelenting sun. The matriarch steps forward. With each slow stride, she inspects the edges, checking the ground for softness, testing its strength with her feet. The calves wait behind her, eager but obedient. When she finally rumbles, deep and low, it is like the unsealing of a quiet spell. The herd moves forward in harmony. You approach, your feet pressing into the moist earth. It sinks slightly, cool between your toes. You lower your head, trunk dipping into the water like a long, graceful vine. The water is cold, shockingly so, and that first splash against your trunk is refreshing, like a whisper of night in the heat of day. You draw water upward. The motion is practiced, effortless. Your trunk curls up toward your mouth, and you release the stream into the back of your throat. It flows cool and clean. You drink deeply, and again, and again. Each gulp is a small relief, a comfort not just to your body, but to your spirit. In the dry season, water is precious. To find it here, pooled and waiting, is a gift. The calf squeals and runs forward. She splashes into the shallow edge of the watering hole, trunk flailing, legs slipping slightly in the mud. The others step aside, giving her space to play. Her mother follows at a distance, watching closely. Elephants allow joy. They allow curiosity. But they never forget protection. You walk a few steps deeper, letting the cool water lap at your legs. The mud sucks gently at your feet with each step, a thick, squelching sound that echoes softly in your ears. The scent of wet earth rises around you, grounding you in the moment. And then one of your favourite rituals begins. You reach down and scoop up a trunk full of thick, dark mud. With a practiced flick, you launch it over your shoulder and back. It slaps against your skin and clings, cooling instantly. It creates a shield, a natural sunblock, a barrier against flies, and more than that, it simply feels good. You repeat the motion again and again, coating yourself in streaks of earthy brown. Others in the herd do the same. Soon, the group becomes a portrait of mud-slicked forms moving in slow, meditative unison. The matriarch stands tall, her eyes half closed, her skin layered with years and dust and wisdom. The calf tumbles onto her side in the shallows and rolls gleefully, spraying water into the air. You close your eyes for a moment. The world narrows to sensation. Cool water against your skin. The low sounds of trunks splashing. The gentle murmur of wind through trees nearby. The sun warming your back again as you step out of the water, dripping and refreshed. You walk to the edge of the hole and find a patch of dry earth. It crumbles beneath your feet, soft, inviting. You lower your massive body slowly, carefully, and lie down. The ground welcomes your weight, the dust rising in a lazy cloud around you. You stretch your trunk across the grass and let your breathing slow. Not sleep, just rest, alert and present, but calm. The kind of stillness only elephants know. Deep, watchful, rooted. The calf settles beside her mother, snuggled into the space beneath the protective front leg. Her eyes flutter. She sighs. Birds call in the distance. Frogs croak quietly from the far end of the water. An antelope approaches, hesitating, then drinks on the opposite bank. The world shares this space in peace. You feel the vibrations again, faint but present. Another herd, still distant, heading in this direction perhaps. Their presence is not urgent. They too will come to drink. Perhaps in the evening or the next day. There is enough for all. This moment, the water, the sun, the earth beneath your resting body, it is the heartbeat of your day. The watering hole has given its gift, and you have received it with quiet gratitude. The matriarch lifts her head and sniffs the air. The breeze has shifted again, dry now, with the faint scent of acacia and wind-blown dust. She stands slowly. The others do too. Your rest has been long enough. The sun climbs higher. Soon it will be time to move to the shade. You rise once more, feeling stronger, renewed. You look back at the water one last time. The ripples have stilled. The dust has settled. The mud clings to your skin like a second memory. And now it is time to walk again. Time to find a place of shade, of quiet, for the heat of midday. The sun is high now, burning bright above the plains, casting long shadows beneath the scattered trees, and warming the earth until it glows like gold. The wind quiets, as if retreating from the heat, and even the birds fall silent for a while. The land feels still, hushed under the weight of the midday sun. This is the time for elephants to rest. Your herd moves slowly, leaving the watering hole behind in quiet procession. There is no hurry now, no need. The water has quenched your thirst. The mud on your skin cools your back and protects you from biting flies. Your belly is full from the morning's grazing. What remains is the need for stillness, for shade, for the hush of afternoon. You know where to go. The path is not marked on any map, but it lives in your memory as it does in the minds of your sisters and aunts and cousins. The matriarch leads you along a worn trail, known to your kind for generations. A path lined with mopane and marula trees, whose spreading canopies cast cool, green shadows. You reach the resting place, a grove, quiet, ancient. The ground is soft here, littered with old leaves and scattered stones. Insects buzz gently in the underbrush. The scent of dry bark and cracked seed pods drifts on the breeze, and overhead the trees stretch out like open arms, their shade dappled and kind. You lower yourself slowly once again, settling into the earth. The others do the same. One by one, your herd finds comfort in the cool soil. Some stand, rocking gently in place, half asleep, their ears flicking lazily. Others lie down, leaning into each other for warmth and closeness. The calf curls near her mother's front leg, trunk tucked under her chin. Her breath is slow, rhythmic. You close your eyes. You do not fall deeply asleep, not the way humans do, but you enter a kind of half dream, a drifting place between waking and resting. In this space, time becomes soft. The boundaries of your body blur with the earth beneath you. You can feel the heartbeat of the herd, the slow rise and fall of breaths, the occasional twitch of a foot, the brush of a tail. In this moment, there is no need for thought, no need for movement, only peace. You remember, faintly, other days of rest. The sound of rain falling gently on leaves. The scent of fresh grass in the wet season. You remember the laughter of calves playing in shallow puddles, splashing each other and hiding behind wide legs. You remember the sound of thunder in the distance and the closeness of the herd during storms. You remember the way your mother used to stand over you as you slept, her presence a shield. And now you are that shield for others. Time passes slowly in the shade. A lizard scurries across a sunlit patch of earth. A butterfly flits between fallen leaves. The air is warm but not harsh, and the soft murmur of insects acts like a lullaby. Somewhere nearby, a distant eagle cries, circling high above the savannah. You shift slightly, your trunk curling near your mouth, relaxed. Everything about you is still but alive. Your ears, though resting, still sense the subtle hum of life around you. Your skin, so tough and thick, still feels the movement of air. Your feet, grounded in the earth, still catch the faintest of vibrations. Far away footsteps, barely detectable. You are always listening, but you are not afraid. This moment is for healing, for gathering your strength. The matriarch stands nearby, her body bathed in bands of filtered light. She does not rest like the others. She rarely does. She watches the horizon, the wind, the birds. She listens to the ground and waits, not for danger, but for change, for signs. She carries the wisdom of decades, the memories of migrations, dry years, safe valleys, hidden springs. And you trust her. As you drift deeper into your rest, the world narrows once more to breath, to scent, to touch. You feel the warm body of another elephant pressed gently against your side. You feel the rise and fall of lungs, the pulse of slow hearts. You are part of something greater, something ancient and unbroken. Here, in the shade, you are not just resting, you are belonging. The sun begins its slow descent, light softening once again. The breeze stirs anew. The land wakes from its midday pause. Soon you will rise. You will walk again, forage again, listen again. But not yet. For now there is only this: the cool of the shade, the warmth of family, the hush of afternoon, the deep, gentle rest of an elephant beneath the trees. The light begins to change. From high and harsh, the sun dips low, spreading across the land in wide golden strokes. Everything it touches is bathed in warm amber. Every blade of grass, every tree, every wrinkle on your skin. The long shadows return, stretching beside you like quiet companions as the heat gently softens and a hush falls over the savannah. You stir. Your body, so recently still and restful, begins to rise again with a quiet dignity. First one leg, then another. A gentle rocking motion. The dust beneath you stirs, lifting into the air in fine, dancing clouds that catch the dying light like gold. Around you, the others rise too, slowly, peacefully, with no words needed. You feel their movements as your own. It is time to walk again. The evening walk is not hurried. It is not made of straight lines or set paths. It is a weaving thing, a wandering, a quiet exploration. You follow the scent of ripe fruit on the wind. You follow the taste of memory in the bark of old trees. You follow the soft guidance of the matriarch's pace, unspoken but clear. You follow the song of the earth beneath your feet. The air is cooler now. You lift your trunk and smell it. The breeze carries news of distant rain, though none has fallen here. The scent of the wet season, waiting somewhere beyond the horizon. Your ears fan out gently, cooling your blood with each sweep. Your body, immense and strong, moves with effortless grace. As you walk, you forage again. Your trunk explores the ground, wrapping around clumps of sweet grass, tugging them free with soft rustles. You chew slowly, letting the rich, dry taste fill your senses. You move to a small grove of marula trees, where the fruit has begun to fall. Ripe and round, it crushes softly beneath your feet, its sharp scent rising into the air. You eat only what you need, no more. This is the way of elephants. You take, but never all. You move, but never recklessly. Your life is lived in balance with the land, and in return, the land remembers your steps. Your herd fans out again. The calf is more playful now, full of energy after her nap. She runs in wide circles, chasing the shadows of birds that flutter overhead. She picks up a stick in her trunk, drops it, then picks it up again, testing, learning, laughing. Her mother follows, patient and proud. You walk beside your sister. You do not speak, but you feel her presence beside you like a gentle heartbeat. Occasionally, your trunks brush, just a soft touch, like a greeting that needs no words. You come upon a tree, a tall baobab, its bark thick and scarred. You remember this tree. You remember resting beneath it many seasons ago, when the land was green and the rivers ran full. You remember scratching your shoulder against its trunk the way your hide caught against its bark. You remember the scent of rain on its roots. Today you stop again, not to rest, just to be near it, to remember. Elephants do not forget, not the taste of water, not the feeling of shade, not the loss of those who have walked beside them, not the joy of return. You turn your eyes toward the horizon. The sun is dipping lower still, touching the edge of the sky. The colours deepen, orange and crimson, gold and soft lavender. The grasses sway gently, whispering stories in the warm wind, and in that light everything feels a little more sacred. You are not just moving through space, you are moving through time, through memory, through something bigger than you. The matriarch pauses, raising her head. She listens, smells the air, feels the ground. There is no danger, only the night slowly unfolding. You press your trunk to the earth for a moment, feeling its steady thrum. The stories of the land, the echoes of other herds, the quiet beat of the world continuing, day after day, dusk after dusk. Your herd begins to circle. The evening walk draws to a close. The grass is tall here, soft and yellowed, a good place to settle for the night. The calf lies down, tired at last. Her mother curls around her. Others lower themselves gently into the dust, forming a loose ring of grey, breathing forms. You remain standing for now, rocking slightly, ears twitching in the fading light. Night comes slowly in the savannah, but it always comes, and with it, a new kind of peace. Night settles gently, like a great dark blanket unfurling across the sky. The last light of day fades behind the hills in a whisper of colour. Amber to rose, rose to violet, violet to deepest blue. One by one, the stars begin to blink awake, scattered across the vastness like seeds of light. Above you, the sky stretches wide and endless, a dome of ancient quiet. You stand still in the gathering dark. The air has cooled, soft on your skin, lifting the sense of the land to your sensitive trunk. Dust, dry grass, and the fading sweetness of crushed fruit. Somewhere nearby, an owl calls. A hyena cackles faintly in the far distance, a reminder that even in rest, the world beyond your herd does not sleep. But you are not afraid. You are an elephant, and in the night you do not hide. You simply become quiet. Your herd forms a circle, loose but watchful. Some lie down, trusting the stillness. Others, like you, stand resting with half-lowered heads and slow, drifting breath. Your body rocks slightly, a slow swaying motion as old as your species. You are awake, yet not. Alert, but dreaming. There is peace here. The calf murmurs in her sleep, her trunk twitching as though in a dream. Perhaps she runs across fields in her mind, chasing birds or playing in water that flows endlessly. Her mother rests one heavy foot near her side, always near, always ready. The matriarch remains standing at the edge of the group. She watches the horizon with a kind of quiet that is not fear, but wisdom. She has seen many nights like this, nights of stars and silence, of shifting wind and invisible visitors in the dark. Her presence is a lighthouse in the great sea of the savannah, and with her near, you rest more deeply. You close your eyes, and now you dream, not in pictures like humans, but in feelings, in sensations, in memory. You dream of rain, the cold press of it on your back, the way it pulls in the hollows of your skin. You dream of green valleys, of cool rivers winding between trees, of elephants walking across open land as far as the eye can see. You dream of ancestors, of old bulls with wide tusks and deep eyes, of matriarchs who once led the herd and still echo in your bones. You dream of thunder, not as something that frightens you, but something that calls to you, deep and thrilling, like the rumble of your own voice beneath the ground. You dream of joy, of play, of standing in the rain beside another elephant, touching trunks, laughing in the way elephants do, through soft breath and body language, through the closeness that needs no words. The earth beneath you feels alive. You sense its slow, ancient movement, its breath rising through the grass, its memories buried in roots, its secrets carried by termites and sung by the wind through the branches of sleeping trees. You sway gently in your sleep, not entirely still, never entirely asleep. Even now, your ears listen. Even now, your skin senses shifts in the air. Even now, your feet feel vibrations ever connected to the world. But within you, something has softened. You are safe. You are home. You are part of the endless night, the great rhythm of the land, the silent chorus of creatures sleeping and waking, hunting and hiding, dreaming and remembering. The stars continue their slow arc across the sky. Time moves like water in the darkness, slow and steady. Your dreams begin to drift, thinning like morning mist. The sounds of night blend with the breath of your herd. There is no fear here, only presence, only peace. The stars have taken full hold of the sky now. They shine like ancient fireflies, scattered across the dark velvet of night. Above you, the moon has risen, pale and watchful, casting a silver glow over the sleeping land. The savannah lies in hush, wrapped in a quiet deeper than words. A stillness that is not emptiness, but fullness. Everything has come to rest, even the wind, even the grasses, even the heartbeats of your herd. You remain swaying gently, cradled by the earth. The weight of your body is not a burden, it is a comfort. Solid, grounded, true. You feel the warmth of others close by, each breath a soft cloud in the cool air. The calf sighs in her sleep. A cousin twitches in a dream. The matriarch lowers her head, just slightly. A moment of ease. You are not alone. You have never been alone. All your life has been spent in circles of movement, of connection, of returning again and again to places your ancestors once stood. This night, like all others, wraps you in that circle. It holds you. The land remembers you. The trees have watched you pass for years. The stones have felt the press of your feet. The air has carried your breath, your rumbles, your scent. You belong here. As you rest, your own thoughts begin to drift away. Not gone, but softened. Melted into the rhythm of the dark, the rhythm of elephant sleep. Slow, safe, sacred. You feel it now, that final sense of release. The way the night takes the last of your tension. The way it offers you not dreams or stories, but a quiet place in which to rest your spirit. A place beyond sound or shape, a place that is just being. The stars drift above you, the herd sleeps, and you, great elephant, sleep too. No need to rush, no need to worry. The land will be here when you wake. The sun will return, the water will wait, the herd will move together once more. But for now, you are still, you are peaceful, you are held in the arms of the night. So sleep, great one, sleep deeply, sleep gently, sleep with the knowing that you are exactly where you need to be.